Hey, what's up guys? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well, and I welcome you back to Total War Warhammer. This is an excellent battle. It may not be the longest battle in the history of battles, but it's certainly, well, it's good. It's short and sweet. And the battlefield you see here is a custom map. It's a modded map. It's called the Black Pyramid of Nagash, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize now. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of names today during this fight. This is part of the Warhammer lore I'm not too familiar with, and you're probably thinking, Apollo, well, you don't know anything about Warhammer, and you would be right, but I especially don't know anything about the Tomb Kings and where they live and where they fight. So yeah, again, it's gonna be fun to learn about them, but if I mispronounce a name, just let me know and I'll try to correct it in future videos. But yeah, really cool map. It's pretty much a generic battlefield, but you got a floating pyramid in the background. That looks so glorious. Look at that. That looks so cool. Also, you've got objectives in the center of the map. There's 3 objectives. If you capture them, I'm pretty sure you win the battle, or you can obliterate your enemy. You have 2 options. I usually go for the second one because it's more fun, but it's cool to have that option there. It makes it a little bit more dynamic, and seeing the armies fight for certain objectives is pretty awesome. Also, you're going to see 2 new factions. Of course, you've got the Tomb Kings, which looks stunning. I'm quite amazed by the work here. The modder's name is the Haradrim. I don't know if it's a team of people or just one person, but regardless, excellent job. It almost feels like a true faction that CA released, DLC for $20,000. In fact, I'm surprised they don't, take it down from the Steam Workshop because it's a little too good, and they're like, oh crap, there goes our DLC. But no, it's really awesome. Hats off to the modder, and he modded the map as well. So all just really, really amazing stuff. I mean, you're gonna see some cool monsters today. I mean, it's awesome. So that's the Tomb Kings, and then we're gonna see the followers of Nagash. Very awesome as well. It's pretty much the vampire counts. I think they've got a couple special units that make them unique. Of course, we've got Nagash here, who is just floating with his posse. I mean, that's awesome. I wish I could do that, but I can't. Reality, it kicks in. So yeah, those are the 2 factions, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the army comps. If you don't really care about the army comps, because we're going to go a lot slower today because of the new faction, but yeah, if you don't care, you can skip ahead. There's a time marker in the description of the video. That will take you to the start of the battle. So my Tomb Kings. So for my cavalry, I have 2 units of skeleton horsemen, who are skeletons that are riding skeleton cav. Really cool. And then I also have some chariots because if you're playing as an Egyptian inspired fantasy faction, you got to bring the chariots. And look at these guys, look at that, they're ready to fight. Great to have them on the battlefield. For my infantry, I've got 2 units of skeleton spears of Nehekhara. So let me zoom in and show you these guys. They look pretty cool. I mean, pretty much generic skeletons, but they've got these really awesome Egyptian-inspired shields and weapons. And then I also have the sword and shield version of them. So it's basically the skeleton warriors of Nehekhara. Also, look at the standard. Look at that. It's a skeleton on like a halberd. It would be so cool if the skeleton was still alive. And like, it's just like, charge me in head first, I'll bite them to death. Like, well, that'd be amazing. And then back here, I've got 4 units of skeleton archers of Nehekhara as well. I'm really relying on a lot of bows today. And then for my elite infantry, who are in the center of the battlefield, or deployed in the center between the 2 armies, I've got 2 units of Tomb Guard with some silver chevrons. And I also have 2 units of Tomb Guard with halberds with silver chevrons as well. So let's zoom in, look at them. They also look pretty fantastic. All right, let's look at the monsters and the generals and whatnot. So my general, I believe, is a basic general. He is the Hyro Titan, I think is how you pronounce it. He does a couple spells. He's also really good at fighting in melee, so he's considered a wizard. Can't you tell by the ball thing and the staff? Okay, and then for my monsters, I've got 2 bone giants. One's a melee and one's an archer. It's almost like a giant ballista. The way he fires is pretty cool. And then I got this thing. Look at this thing. This is the most expensive monster. It's the Warsphinx. Very cool. And look at the eyes. It's soulless, like a shark. Soulless eyes. Alright, so let's move on to Jackie Fish's army, which, by the way, he's going to upload his point of view. So definitely check out his video after watching mine so you can see what was going through his mind during the fight. But he's got a similar army, lots of skeleton warriors in his army. He does have some elite troops like the Tomb Guard. He's mostly bringing a very cool, unique monsters. More archers, 3 units of archers back here, 2 units of skeleton horses, and then, of course, he's got the Warsphinx as well. He's got a legendary hero. He's bringing Settra, the Imperishable. I don't know much about him, but he's a sword infantry, and he's got a fancy sword that glows blue. And then over here, he's got mummies. All right, of course, you got to bring mummies as an Egyptian fantasy faction, of course. And then he's got the guards of Settra, and then he has a bone giant. So that's his army. Let's move on to the followers of Nagash. Or Nagash. I'm gonna go with Nagash. I just need to stick with one. So the first army, he's got Hex Wraiths, and he's got a special unit called the Chill Geist, which is a kind of adorable name. We're the Chill Guys. We're chill. And then he's got some Dire Wolves for his infantry. In the front lines, he's bringing some skeleton warriors. In the back line, he's got some Grave Guard with great weapons. Here is his wizard. It's a necromancer. He's gonna raise the dead. And then, of course, he's got his general Nagash. And then he's got a White King, so a nice melee specialist. The other army, he's bringing some cav as well, so he's got some Hex Wraiths, some Dire Wolves back here. Back for his infantry, he's bringing some Crypt Ghouls, nice little Crypt infantry. And then he's got more, let's see, Grave Guard, but they're not the special ones with the special weapons. It's just the, well, I mean, they're still good. They don't have the great weapons, the sword. They just have a shield and sword. And then they've got a lot of flying monsters and just monsters in general. So the Crypt Horrors, he's got the Var guys, some bats. He also has some knights, some black knights, lances and barding. He has a white king on foot. And that pretty much wraps it up. Of course, he has the general as well. So it's the twin brother of Nagash, which is Nagash. So there you have it, guys. Those are the armies. We can go ahead and get started with the battle. Okay, so my army is pushing forward. My strategy here is to play defensive. If you remember my army comp, it's very defensive focused. I have a lot of archers, and my cav is no match compared to his cav, so I need to be careful with that. I don't want to get too aggressive with my cav. I want my cav to survive the battlefield, so I'm going to keep him close to my infantry. I'm pushing up to capture this point, and what I'm going to do here is use this hill, put my archers up on this hill, and hopefully that will cause him to rush forward. Now remember, he's got a vampire count build, so he doesn't have any archers, so he's going to have to play aggressive against me. So I'm pushing up. I've got my army divided into 2 sections. This main section, the main force, and then I've got a flanking force, which is going down the center in case I need to help Jackie Fish, or if I need to flank around through these buildings, and then I can get like a hammer and anvil with my shock infantry. Over on this way, though, we've got our first charge. We got some Hex Wraiths who are charging into Jackie Fish's infantry. Let's watch this. It's going to be glorious. Oh, yeah. I love it. So, yeah, Jackie Fish, he lost a lot of troops there. And even though he's my ally, deep down inside, I do enjoy watching his men get trampled like that. It does look pretty epic. And now he's got his bone giant. Look at it. Look at those jumps. Great jumps there. If I was a giant... Oh, he's jumping all over the place. If I was a giant, I'd definitely jump on the battlefield as well. Just smush these forces, get them off the battlefield. So we're gonna do some slow motion here and there during this fight because it is very fast paced. We have a small pocket of fighting here of Dire Wolves versus the Skeleton Horsemen. The Skeleton Horsemen stand no chance against these guys. So Jackie Fish needs to send up some reinforcements. It looks like he's peeling off some infantry to go support that fight. It's just the Skeleton Cav. I don't think they're gonna last long enough until reinforcements arrive. Jackie Fish's infantry is pushing towards the victory point as well, but of course the followers of Nagash, they've already spawned closer to it, so they're pretty much capping it. But I spawned closer to this one, so it's pretty much fair. It's a even battlefield. So my archers are almost in location. So let me do normal speed. They're almost in place to start skirmishing and harassing this army. Because remember, they do not have any skirmishers, so they cannot compete with me in that department. So they're lining up. Let's head back over to the other side of the fight because this is the juiciest fighting going on right now. The juiciest fight. So we got halberds in the fight now. So I believe that is actually my halberds in this this struggle. So the halberds should definitely take care of the hex wraiths. I'm not sure why he sent them in and just left them in here. He should have done some cycle charges, but that's okay. We'll take it, and that's one less cav unit we're gonna have to worry about. Over on this side, we've got fighting going on here, and a charge from tomb guards trying to surround the White King, who's surrounded by a lot of infantry. Let's actually head back here because this is where the battle on my side starts to begin. I'm shooting some bows at his infantry. A lot of my arrows flying through, getting lots of hits on his troops. And his troops are pretty garbo. They're pretty bad. So you can see a lot of them have already been killed. Or really, I shouldn't say killed because, you know, skeletons. A lot of them have been destroyed. And there's my general. Look at that. My glorious general sitting back there. And I'm going to push up my infantry as well. So I can make sure to protect my archer flank. I don't want them to push too strong on that side. So here we go, guys. The infantry charge to end all infantry charges. Okay, that wasn't that epic, but over here it'll be epic. Oh, yes. Ooh, great battle. And now my general's firing some spells. Awesome. Going after the back reserve of the Graveguard. My archers are now focusing down the Graveguard because, well, they're definitely a higher threat in this fight. We're going to do some slow motion once again. He charged a small unit of spear warriors after my archers. I went in with a frontal charge with my skeleton horsemen to try to destroy them. Still has not charged in his cav, which is a blessing because this was what I was most afraid of. In his army, words are hard, I'm sorry, can't speak right now. In his army, I'm most afraid of this force. Instead, he decided to charge in his infantry alone. I'm now going to be able to flank around with my infantry and again surround him with my troops. I've got my bone giant headed that way as well. We've got a small force here of crypt ghouls. I'm protecting my flank with some halberds. I got halberds over here as well. Jackie Fish is fighting on this side. Let's go back to normal speed as we watch his fight unravel before our eyes. He's got another. Oh, he's still surrounding the White King here. Back over here, the battle is just chaos, absolute chaos. It looks like we got a spell coming down, maybe a buff of some sort. But yeah, the monsters that Jackie Fish is having to face is causing a lot of issues, especially for his archers. You know, like me, he really needs to rely on his archers, but the bats and the Vargeist causing, oh yeah, there they go. There they go. Could you imagine getting attacked by bats this big? It would be awful. Like, you could almost ride these things. They're huge. So that's keeping Jackie Fish's archers occupied. Also, it looks like, oh yeah, some hex wraiths were able to run down these archers. So Jackie Fish's fight is definitely not as organized as my struggle. Now my infantry able to flank around. Finally, my bone giant is going to be joining the front line. Let's slow-mo it once again. I've charged in my Warsphinx into the fight, so he's helping hold the front line back here. Okay, we do have a cav engagement. My chariots are in the struggle now. My archers are really close. Some of them taking their sabers out to fight the hex wraiths, and then I have another cav unit occupied going after the Necromancer, which he charged in by himself. Not sure why he sent a wizard in like that, but we're gonna take advantage of it and surround him. And yeah, I don't know what he's doing with this chill geist here, but they're not being so chill, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's go back to normal speed. And the general's still hanging up here. Let's see if he pulled. Oh, we got a spell. Okay, actually, I want to slow mode again. Sorry, I'm so sorry. But a spell right here. He spawned it on my archers, and I noticed it, and I was able to get my archers out of there. So it's kind of a wasted spell. I thought it was, you know, pretty cool. So I wanted to show you guys. But my general is eyeing down this cav. I think I was trying to set up a spell, maybe fire at him. Oh no, he's just gonna jump at him. Just like the bone giants. Let's head back over to this front line as we watch this fight unravel. The general for the enemy army is in the thick of it as well, but even with him in the fight, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to turn this one around. And I've got tomb guards flanking around. Remember, this was my center army, but they're now maneuvering back over here and surrounding these forces. Yes, jump. Look at that shockwave. Get it. Get it. So cool. Alright, let's slow-mo back over to the other side where I'm now engaging the crypt ghouls with my halberds, just trying to get them off the battlefield. These guys stand no chance against my elite infantry, the halberds of the Tomb Kings. Back here, Jackiefish is easily winning this fight, but over on this side, he's definitely struggling because of all those great monsters. It's a pretty close battle, but I think the ally has the advantage here. At least in this, again, at least in this struggle. Not in the entire battle. Oh my god, he just wrecked that. What was that? No. Did he just smack a bat through the air? That was great. That was wonderful. But the bone giant, will he fight to the death? Well, he's dead, but you know what I mean. Will he fight to the end? I'm not too sure, but he's going 1v1 against Nagash. Got the flying pyramid in the background. No, there's no way he's gonna beat him. This general has almost full health and lots of morale. And it looks like his army is starting to break. Jackiefish's army is starting to break. These giants are just monsters are just way too much for him. Back here though, he is winning this struggle, which is good. My halberds are winning this fight. You can see his men are crumbling. So they're not breaking, they're crumbling, but it's essentially breaking. It's just vampires, you know, they're dead, so they don't have any fear. And we're pretty much cleaning up the enemy forces. Now, he decided to go for a sneaky maneuver to take this capture point. And I want to just mention here that look at this. They've got 2 already. If they take this one, they win. And look at the amount of arrows coming down on this guy. I have focused all my archers. I was like, no, you're losing the battle, and you're not gonna go a low blow here, or you know what I mean. Go for the cheap win. So I'm gonna focus all my archers on this dude until he is dead. I think I'm also sending over my chariots. How dare he try to backcap me? Oh yeah. Take him out. Take him out. So let's watch another volley. This has become a death chamber for this dude. There's like 1,000 arrows coming in. Here comes the chariots. Chariots to save the day, just to make sure I secure this location. Boom! And he is off the battlefield, guys. And that wraps it up. We do have some zombies coming in. I guess this is the necromancer spawning in these zombies. Oh, the archer. Let's watch him fire. This is so cool. It's like I said, it's like a big ballista. When he fires, it's pretty much like artillery. It's crazy. Or he's not gonna fire. Please, why you gotta do this to me? Of course, when I show... Oh, there he goes. Okay. Boom! Look at that. That was awesome. I love that giant archer dude. So we are victorious here. Great job. We're now gonna maneuver over here because Jackiefish still struggling against his opponent. The hex wraiths are causing some issues for Jackiefish's back lines. His men are starting to waver a little bit. I'm quickly maneuvering my halberdiers. They won their fight against the crypt ghouls. So if they can get over to this side, and if I can get behind those hex wraiths, it's really going to save the day here. So I'm such a legend. No, it's just good timing here. So I'm going to try to take advantage of it. And thankfully, our opponent did not notice it. He did not pull out. He's going to leave his cav in the fight. Here we go. Charge in, guys. There you go. Get rid of these bastards. And that's going to cause... You see them starting to crawl. You see that gas? That, like, yellow gas coming out? That is them crumbling because they realize the fight is hopeless. I've got more halberds. What are they? They're going to capture this location. Cool. Going to capture the victory point because it is under control of the enemy. And then back here, the fights. I mean, oh, we actually have Jackiefish's general fighting a White King and a Grave Guard. He's down for the count. Will he? Nope, he's dead. He is dead. The flame is out, and he's gone. So that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, Jackiefish's Warsphinx is starting to crumble as well. But this is really all he has left in his army. In fact, I think Jackiefish, he might even be able to defeat him, but with the death of his general, it might be a little bit more difficult. But thankfully, my halberdiers are in range here to support him, and of course, I got the rest of my army. Look at this, the bone giant archer is leading the miniature archers. Pretty cool. I don't know, I thought that was really funny, so that's why I took the time to show you. Alright, so let's go back here. Jackie Fish is lining up his forces, and we've got a epic charge here from the Grave Guard. Taking on Jackie Fish's halberds. Now I'm going to set up my halberds as well. And it's pretty smart for him to be aggressive here because he needs to try to destroy Jackie's army before my forces join up with them. Nice. The Warsphinx is going at it. And the general is going for the Warsphinx. Look at the fight. Oh, I love that pyramid in the background. It's just so epic. Alright, let's see if he can kill him here. I think he will because he's already crumbled. Oh, no. Let's see. He's hanging on for dear life. This general, though, is very healthy. He's gonna, yeah, he's probably gonna destroy him. Also, we've got some crypt horrors. And more Grave Guard closing in. What a great fight. Just so cool. Alright, down here, it's looking pretty even. You got to be careful with the Grave Guard because, you know, they're so good. But he's also got his followers of settra in the fight. There's the White King. Uh-oh. Oh, he's wavering. He's crumbling. And it's pretty amazing how quick. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Gone. Gone. They're crumbled. They're out of here. Even the White King, he's done. They've lost the will to live, or to kind of be alive, but not, you know what I mean, not exactly living. And now the general is surrounded. Oh, the Warsphinx is still alive, and oh no, he's dead. Okay, he's gone. His head is vanished into the dirt, and now it's all down to Nagash, who is disintegrating. He's disintegrating, guys. And this is so cool. I love it when Nagash dies because boom, he explodes and knocks some soldiers back. And yeah, that's going to be it for the battle. So I think it was a pretty cool fight. Jackie Fish's fight was a little bit closer than mine, but it was a good game against our opponents. This continues on because I think we have to capture this location. But I'm going to go ahead and just, well, just fast forward. You know what? Let's just talk a little bit about what happened here. So since the flank really helped me, I was able to surround. Once I got around his troops, it pretty much was game over. He didn't really micromanage his cav too well, and because of that, my cav was able to defeat his, even though they were less quality. And my army, well, he almost captured this, which would have been huge, but thankfully my archers were able to stop him. And then Jackie, his army was split in two, but what was left of his force over in the center was able to finish the job, and that really wrapped it up. But let's end the replay. Look at the results so you can see the kills here. So it was pretty much an even spread for my forces. My Tomb Guard halberds did really good. Both of them pretty much 100 kills. My infantry doing great. My archers doing really good. Again, I relied heavily on those archers. So good job there. Jackie Fish's army, pretty cool kills there. And then big thank you to the players who joined us. It was pretty short notice. They joined up, had a lot of fun, or I hope they had a lot of fun. It definitely was a blast to play. So thank you guys for joining the fight. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the battle, and I will see you next time. Namaste.